Okay, so this is a full sheet. So the things to look for are the pillow block being out of alignment, which is a big one. Now this can be pulled out of alignment if this here pulls it across. So the best thing to do is to loosen all the stuff off. So I'll show you how we check for ball screw bearing block alignment. Okay, so I've removed the grease nipple and undone those two screws. Now, if the machine is turned off, there is no reason why you can't push that by hand. If it's connected, you will feel the motor generate electricity and bind up, that's okay. Now, in order to test that clearance, is I line it up like this, and you can see whether or not it's being pushed that way or this way. So that's a good indication. If it's too tight, as in it's going to have tension applied that way on it, usually that's because something up here is out of a line. Usually it's these 4 bolts here, and that pulls that plate in or pushes it out, as the case may be, and allows tweak on there. So I would have a look at that. Definitely undo the gantry and run it forwards and backwards, just to feel if there's any bind in there, if that makes sense. The next thing to check is this coupler, this bearing block here, that it's still done up. This is a pillow block, so if this backs off slightly, there'll be a gap. You could probably see a gap on this side where the thrust spacer is for the oil seal. This still might be done up tight, so you might have to undo it. I put a pair of vice grips on here and undo it. The other thing to check is if the coupler is tight. Now, not just firm, but tweaked just past firm, because we've found that even just if it can just slip ever so slightly under load, it throws it all out. So we've really had to crank up on those. But I would almost be tempted to undo the 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts in the back here and just slide it out, and once this is all off, and to see if it lines up with that motor coupler, and how much force there is being pushed backwards onto the motor. Just maybe resetting all of this. And you can also, if you find it squeaky, you can actually put a little bit of grease on the red polyurethane when you reassemble it, and that'll stop it squeaking. And then yeah, we've swapped, not sure if your one has it, but we swapped the grub screws out for M4 cap screws, because we could get a little bit more leverage on them with an Allen key. So that is how I would be checking that entire mechanical setup on that side. And then if you line it up, where is it? It's, oh, that nut's pushed in, and the other side's binding, so I need to realign it. So yeah, I would be then pulling the screw holes out, and when tightening it, watching to see if this goes up or down, or if it twists the block around, and then we will know then if there's any bind happening.